Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marshlight Media Empire conglomeration experience, breaking down episode by episode, beat by beat, and sweat by sweat. Lucha Underground. We're all the way up to season 4, episode 7, Gift That Keeps On Giving. And I keep on being Sean. And with me is the one gift that never is ungiven. Unwrap them at your own leisure or leisure. It's James.
Hey, yo, but sometimes I'm unforgiven. The Forest Axe Murder Boys' first full-length LP, available now, starting in 2003 or whatever. It's a good album.
I'm glad you said that. I would have spent the next 2 minutes singing Metallica's Unforgiven.
Okay.
Because that song is, all of Metallica's lyrics are just very silly if you listen to them, especially with especially with guy down here voice. It's the most would have hell, would have known, I've never, it's dumb. It's dumb. Listen to Metallica and read the lyrics and you'll get a fun chuckle.
Did I ever tell you that I used to think, and I think it's Enter Sandman, I would always say is it off to never, never land? Is that the actual lyrics?
Off to never, never land, yes.
Okay, I used to say, across to see the river bend. I thought that I would get the lyrics of Pocahontas and Enter Sandman confused until it was either Nicole or Tyler, aka MCD, were like, you're getting this wrong. I was like, no, yeah, that's the lyrics. Or I would sing the Pocahontas in the cadence and melody of Enter Sandman, and they're like, James, this is incorrect. What are you doing? I was like, I think I'm getting these two songs mixed up.
Honestly, though, I think that's the best wedding band idea I've ever heard.
Okay.
Heavy metal Disney covers.
All right.
Which is real butt chuggy style heavy metal of the can you paint with all of the colors of the
Okay, no, I want new metal Disney because I feel like those are the types of Disney adults that I could get down with the sickness or with the, I'm trying to think of any Disney reference that rhymes with thick or sick, I should say.
Isn't there a very famous cover?
I know, down with the Mickness.
Ooh, let's go. Go.
And I can say that word because of, my heritage.
Wow.
Sean, real quick,
James,
we got to give a shout out to today's sponsor. And probably for all the podcasts released this week and next week, we got to give a shout out to twitch.tv/Torchyberry. And does Aliens have a Twitch channel? I don't know.
Twitch.tv/Alien Shadows.
I just need to shout them out because my computer, the hard drive, took a shit. Luckily, Aliens is able to recover it, so that is in the process. But I believe Aliens does product reviews, so they just have a bunch of laptops. So they were like, hey, in the meantime, here's a laptop to borrow. So I am on one of their laptops, able to record and edit in the meantime. However, I gotta edit quickly because of laptop editing, no thank you.
You got it. And also, real quick, Alien singular, Shadows plural.
All right.
Twitch.tv/Alien Shadows. Ooh. And I think that's going to be there. I'm not sure if they're on YouTube yet, but they've been talking about doing product reviews for YouTube. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alien is amazing.
Reviewing things for YouTube and Google of hey guys, the Google Analytics are doing really good this time. Here's some of the new features. Oh, if you're on YouTube and you're trying to post cat videos, hey, the analytics here are, did I tell you? I was at their house, Alien and Torchies, and then all of a sudden I see on my notifications, one of my things is starting to blow up and it's a video of me. Henry does this thing when he wants to be picked up. You've seen it. He does a little bag. He also does it for food. And then I go,
I've also seen this video. I love this video.
He does that. I say, Henry, you want uppies or just up? And then he does that little thing. I say, okay. And then cut to me holding him in my arms saying, he's a good cat. That blew up more than anything else. I think it capped out at 30,000 views on YouTube, which that's a lot. I think over the course of 2 years, some of our Akiba Ranger videos have gotten around there, but that's about it.
Hell yeah. It goes, two things. It's also it is such a perfect Vine. Like, I was watching it on TikTok, and it does have, like, TikTok's not Vine. I don't think this is a hot take to go out there and say TikTok is not Vine. It doesn't have that energy. Maybe Vine would have eventually gotten to this point of just oversaturated sort of like marketing, and the memes are very like regurgitated, but also like it's not 6 seconds. So like you'll see shit that just goes on and on. Like this is just like, if this was like Vine to it, like the things that made Vine great. Yeah. It's quick, it's to the point, it's adorable.
I believe TikTok these days is looking at what's preferred for the algorithm is things under 30 seconds or around 3 and more minutes, because they do a lot of just what you would watch on YouTube of, hey, here, learn a new fact or learn new skills, and it's in there, which is valid and all of that. But
I love that. I do love those. But like the trailing on, I don't know how I stumbled onto it, because I watched one and I can't get off of it. Brooke and Jubal in the morning, and they do like this thing called like, they'll do two things. One is like second date update. Someone never called you back for a second date. Well, what happened? We'll trick phone call them, and then like you'll be on the line the whole time, and we'll basically figure out why they never called you back. And it's always like in 2 parts, and it's so frustrating to find the second part. And like, I need to stop watching those because they keep getting fed to my algorithm. I'm glad it sounds like a great radio spot, but I don't even think that's them putting them on there. It's just people like taking these clips and fucking setting them to like satisfying. I fucking hate them. I hate them, and I need to get off of them. But like there's like the dude that's like, oh, there's a couple that will like try interesting recipes. And I'm like, damn, that is an interesting recipe. The one guy that was like, he has like an old ass cookbook, and he's like trying stuff from the 1800s. Oh, yeah. That shit's awesome.
But you want to know what else is awesome, Sean?
Getting Henry on this podcast, because clearly he's the preferred guest. That was my second point.
No. What is awesome is...
Lucha Underground, Season 4, Episode 7, The Gift That Keeps On Giving. This was a fun match. This is our Gift of the Gods match.
You want to know the gift that keeps on gibbing?
Gibby from iCarly?
That, but the big-ass gun in Doom, because that'll gib you real quick. Ganesh!
Shaboom, shaboom. I've never played a Doom.
Oh, it's really scary. Don't do them.
Thank goodness. Phew. I wish I could play. We'll get to it. I didn't take as many notes this episode. The matches were really short, except for the Gift of the Gods match. But I can't. Everyone out there who's like, why don't I play more horror games? Because they scare me. I don't like it. I'm in control of this gentleman or lady's destiny. Like that thing I can watch from a distance. A scary movie is a blast because I can't control that. That shit just happens. Same way with like, I don't know, I'm watching a bear eat a man in the woods. I can't control that, it's just happening. But if I'm Leon running around Raccoon City and he gets eaten by a zombie, that's my fault. I can't deal with that level of, that responsibility that bears upon my soul when I go to sleep at night and I think of Leon's brains getting munched.
But if you're Lionheart from Final Fantasy VIII, aka Squall, that destiny's fine, you know? He's gonna win in the end. He's gonna take down his sorcerer, teacher, mommy figure?
Relationships are complicated. After the credits, isn't there like a little shot of him not having a face that sort of suggests he's been dead the whole time?
I'm positive. From Final Fantasy VIII, no.
Yeah, double check that. It's Leon Squall without a face. I think that might be a real thing.
All right, well, you do what's happening in this show while I have to look this up.
I love ruining childhoods.
It's not ruining a childhood. I'm about to ruin your perception of Final Fantasy VIII when I say, no, that's not there.
I can't wait to have a 15-minute long episode about us discussing this episode, and then 45 minutes of us arguing about this. We cut to the desk as Metalachi plays us in. The Gift of the Gods matches tonight. Also, Sammy Guevara is looking for revenge against Jake Strong. And I want everyone out there who's worried about Jake Strong losing it in that trios match, beating up Big Bad Steve, Sammy Guevara, and breaking Famous B's leg. Do not worry about Famous B. The doctors were able to save the leg, and they remind you to send well wishes to 423 Get Fame. And real quick, while you're looking that up, I want to ask, how excited are you for them to do something with those phone calls, with those voicemails?
I am, and I hope they do.
They really better. Like, it's such a fun, cool way to get people involved in a show. And like, I remember, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but even still, like I can call this phone number and I might get put on television. That's cool. That's a cool thing to do, TV shows.
ICP did it a little bit for their hotline. They would sometimes put them on soundtracks.
Hell yeah. It's a really cool way to get involved and to like to get engagement.
No, man, this dude has a face. I'm looking at like the final shots of the end credits. He has a face. He's dancing with Renoir right now.
All right. No face Leon.
Well, you would do no face Squall, like if you're trying to Google it, Final Fantasy VIII.
I did Final Fantasy VIII No Face Leon. My first result on Reddit is actual purpose of faceless Squall. Spoilers. As opposed to a lot, I've honestly never finished Final Fantasy VIII, but I, like everyone else, have heard of that whole Squall is dead theory. And part of that is always that picture at the end of the game with Squall having the hole in his face.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where this is, but it wasn't there in this in this thing.
I'm on Google Image. I've got a whole bunch of pictures of Leon with a hole in his face. Squall with a big old hole in his head. It's creepy. It kind of looks like one of the giants from Dark Souls 2, a game you'll never play. You've mentioned multiple times. But that's my point of reference.
It symbolizes the fact that he's losing himself.
Or like losing his religion, and Squall becomes the lead singer of REM.
Also, real quick, anything, especially in like JRPGs, most of it's non-literal. It's all, unless you're playing like a Hideo Kojima thing where it's like, whoa, who's faceless dead man? Oh, well, he's the faceless guy who's also dead. Oh, okay, all right. Does that symbolize anything? No, he just like threw some words together and he was like, that's probably gonna look cool.
Hell yeah. I'm not married to the Leon is dead theory. I need to actually play Final Fantasy VIII before I can have that theory one way or the other.
Like, you gotta call him Squall.
No, Kingdom Hearts, baby. That's the only Kingdom Hearts is the only Final Fantasy game I enjoy.
No, it's not. You've played Final Fantasy Tactics.
I've never played Tactics. My buddy Steve loved Tactics though. I love 6 and I love 7. I love 6. 6 was so fun. If you've never gotten a chance to play 6, go out of your way.
Yeah,
I think that is so charming.
Can I say some notes that you've talked about?
Yes, almost said probably.
Probably, yeah, oh, maybe. So in the beginning, when they're announcing what's on the docket for tonight, there are, I hope they are friends or family, or even I hope they aren't. I hope they were directed to do this. That's what I hope is what's going on. There are 4 people behind the commentator's desk just screaming the entire time, being like, yeah, Vampiro! And it's like, shut up. No one has ever done this. But I feel like season 4, like, there was a different element coming to these matches.
Yeah, I think part of it's, and we talked about before, their new warm-up guy, Brody Stevens.
Brody would not direct people to do this.
Unconfirmed Brody Stevens. That's true. He's a lot more professional than this. But yeah, I think the secret is out. And we're seeing this a lot more than Temple. And I feel like we've seen it as the season's continued, of the crowds getting rowdier and rowdier.
It might also be that this current formation of the temple allows for more people to be in there. So the people who would always show up, you can watch a lot of like seasons 2 and 3 and see the same people over and over again in the crowd. So maybe those people knew how to immediately get tickets. And now that there's maybe 50 more left, the people who are like, yeah, man, I'll go to this. I like wrestling. They're now getting in.
Partially. I mean, they're pretty good. They're still cheering for the good guys, booing the bad guys for the most part, unless the bad guy is like Mill and everyone just loves him. Mm-hmm. But they're definitely, I think rowdier is the overall. For good and for bad, you want it to be rowdy. I always say I'm going to look up the philosopher and I never do. I want to say it's Voltaire, but who had this theory that you can either have art that is very visceral and uncomplicated, or art that is very nuanced, but it's not as visceral. It doesn't hit that raw nerve. And I think, and I've always said that's why I love wrestling so much, is because you can be nuanced. There are nuanced characters and storylines, but there is something so visceral to having a very simple good guy, bad guy sometimes. And you can be very rowdy. There's no other form of entertainment where you can be this rowdy. And it's the catch-22. It's like, yeah, you're going to experience this, especially if you go live, you're going to experience something unlike anything you've ever experienced. And you're going to viscerally feel this emotion at such a high extent that you can't get anywhere else. It's indescribable. But alongside that, you're going to get some buttholes who go a little too far.
Yeah. Or just screaming when they shouldn't be. Clearly they are talking right now.
Let them get their shit in. They got to talk about Sammy Guevara versus Jake Strong, which is our first match of the night. My first note is Sammy's theme sounds like the opening to I Need a Hero.
There was one that I was like, wait, this sounds familiar.
It might be Sammy's. Like, and it took me a minute. I was a couple minutes into the match when I'm like, I need a hero, and get me through the year to the night. And then Metallica comes in, you gotta be strong, and you gotta be tough, and you gotta be feeling the fight. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I did watch this a couple days ago, so I can't immediately be like, yeah, that's the one. And I haven't heard I Need a Hero in a very long time.
I think that's why same. And you supported that bit as much as that bit deserved to be supported.
Okay.
So no apologies needed.
And like when you, like, I need you to do the lay down, dog. I need you to go high with your registry because I think that's where you live. But when you start going, I'm just like, I don't understand it, man.
That's my Metallica / Antonio Cuerno voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into him in a second. Also, I did not realize how over Jake was at the time. We talked about before when he first came in and he got an immediate reaction.
Yeah.
But like the immediate whooping and hollering and chanting, strong is gonna kill you. Like, and Sammy getting booed. Like, Sammy's kind of already in the ring and he does not get a very nice reaction at up top.
That's because he's a pretty boy, I think.
He is a pretty boy. He's got the little panda on his trunks at the time.
Which,
yes.
Stryker or Vampiro's like, oh man, Jake Strong versus some little panda. And then Stryker goes, oh, you mean what it's on his shorts? And I'm like, Vampiro, Panda from Tekken would eviscerate goddamn Jake Strong.
Immediately. Because Jake Strong is a Paul type. And actually, hold on. Does Paul beat Kuma? You don't think Jake Strong is a Paul type?
No, but I think he's someone larger, you know?
Oh, Super Paul.
Okay, yeah, he's Super Paul.
Yeah, he's Super Paul. Yeah, no, Panda is fucking great. And clearly Matt Stryker and Vampiro don't play enough Tekken. I bet they're a bunch of Virtua Fighter nerds.
Oh,
You know what? I bet they play DOA, but not the actual mainline games, just the Extreme Beach Volleyball horny stuff.
Oh, yeah, they like to gamble in those games. I think they actually, they specifically now watch Matt McMuscle's Worst Fighting Game, and they're like, whoa, man, why is he talking shit about my favorite games?
These dorks. The bell rings. Jake immediately goes behind and takes Sammy on a tour of Germany via suplexes. And like as he's hitting these German suplexes, the break his neck chants start up, which is a chant I don't hear very often. And you could tell, A, to your point earlier, how rowdy this crowd is, but B, how much they are behind Jake and not behind Sammy. Actively chanting for this young boy whose only crime is that he loves pandas, is pretty, and smiles a bit. They want his neck broken. That's so like, you know, ancient Rome Colosseum thumbs down, just like bloodthirsty. Sammy ducks the line, crossbody flies Jake over the top rope. Now they're fighting outside. Sammy gets thrown through the front row of chairs. He tries to climb a ladder to escape, but Jake picks the ankle for the ankle lock, like while he's on the ladder. Ouch. Sammy kicks Jake off. He keeps climbing. This spot's insane. Moonsault off of the second-story balcony onto Jake Strong.
But let's back up a little bit because Sammy, his trunks are riding, so his cheeks aren't a-hiding, guys. This man is caked up, and you're like, wowzer, he shaves his ass clearly.
Yeah. It's good for wrestling. You can't grip onto what is not hairy. Yeah, no, this moonsault, can we go back to the moonsault? Maybe it's the moonsault. Actually, you bring up a good point. Maybe it's the moonsault. Maybe it's his caked up cheeks. We don't know, but something at this point of the match really turns the crowd. And we always bring it up. It's always really nice when the crowd turn in the middle of a match to like start cheering for someone. And it's real, especially with Sammy, who's like that's a crazy spot. And he's very young here, but he's clearly skilled. He's got something going for him. And after he lands and then they continue fighting on the outside, the crowd really starts getting behind Sammy. He eventually throws Jake back into the ring, springboards from the apron, but Jake sidesteps the springboard attempt, picks the ankle again, and now in the middle of the ring, Sammy taps out from an ankle lock, 3 minutes and 59 seconds.
I wouldn't tap out because if he breaks the leg, you know he's going to do it. He will get DQ'd and then you win technically, you know?
I don't think that's a disqualification.
Of course it's a DQ. Who's the ref? Sexy Star?
Wow. Put all of that in.
No.
Wow.
Now you're telling people there was stuff edited out because I got confused that it was... What's that guy that Vampiro's like, I don't like that guy because he screwed me over in WCW?
Jeff Jarrett.
What's his promotion? What was he on that they got the arm broken?
TNA.
Oh, I thought it was some specific...
Or at the time, I guess not. I think Jeff was ousted from TNA, so it would have been Global Force.
Okay.
Which was like a glorified second arm of TNA. Eventually got absorbed back into TNA. Wrestling, it's messy. Wow, that's an excellent point.
I thought it was Shine. That's who I thought it was.
No, that is a different promotion. Shine is an all-women's promotion that we've talked about because I think we talked about with cheerleader Melissa, aka Mariposa. And is there anyone else on this show? Did Cobra Moon?
Evilise.
Evilise, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if in this temple that was the rule, like we would have seen Penta been kicked out years and years ago.
But not kicked out. This would have been a DQ because it's like, well, this person can't keep. I guess would they consider it a forfeit? Like they would run and be like, hey, we need a ding, ding, ding. The match is over. And I think they would give it either in favor of Sammy or just say this is null and void. It's a tie.
It's an interesting point, and I think it varies because we're talking about like kayfabe and storyline stuff here, right? It depends on the promotion. Like if you were something like the WWE or like a more sports-based, this is a professional competition, then yeah, I think you would call it a forfeit or a no contest, something along those lines. Like that's how you would tell that story. But in the temple, where like literally the boss is about to come out and disappear to people to feed the gods, like I don't think he would even stop the match. He would just like lean back and start clapping his hands together. And I think that's what makes Lucha Underground so special. The break his neck chance, and that if you break someone's actual limb in a match, you keep going, baby. You just keep on rolling. You know what time it is. Limp Bizkit style.
It was, well, she was in AAA, the arm break. I thought it was when she was with Shimmer. That's what...
Okay. Yeah, because it was AAA Mania. Because it's in that Vampiro doc that we watched all those many moons ago. Well, it's just such a cool... I forget the name of the doc, but you got to look that up. He has 2 documentaries, but the one where they are following Vampiro around at that moment, this crazy moment in wrestling history. Wild stuff. But yeah, Jake wins the match, and to your point, breaks the ankle regardless, and then takes his vest. He keeps stealing shit from these guys. Jake is a big old meanie. Well, we cut to commercial, we come on back. Vinny is in the ring, the lovely Vinny Massaro, and before his opponent is even announced, Antonio appears in the balcony.
I'm shaking my head because they're like...
Yeah.
You've been wrong recently about a lot of stuff, of your hypotheses of like, oh, someone's never coming back. Oh, they're going to be doing this. They're going to be doing that. And when something happened right now, I was like, God fucking damn it, Sean.
What's up, baby? Wait, did I call this?
You called it. You kept saying,
yes.
Man, what window? I can't be focused on anything until the pizza guy comes back to finally take his revenge against Vinny.
It is all I've ever wanted. And before we get ahead of ourselves, yes, Pizza Boy returns. And I needed this win. James, audience, Pizza Boy, if you're listening, which I know you are, I needed this win so much. So thank you, 2017 to 2018 Lucha Underground. Thank you. Yeah, before his opponent gets announced, Antonio appears. He says when he took over Lucha Underground, he went over the talent's contracts. And seeing Vinny's, his first thought was, fire that poor excuse for a man. And everyone cheers. Bloodthirsty. These motherfuckers are bloodthirsty. But he didn't. Antonio didn't fire this poor excuse of a man because if Dario kept him around, maybe there was some true talent under that filthy tracksuit. And after seeing his performance in Aztec warfare, Antonio has no choice but order him a pizza.
Oh, I started putting my thumbs down from sideways, but yeah, I forgot he's got to order him a pizza, but soon he's got to order something else, I bet.
This delivery, by the way, it might be one of my favorite. Like, it's why this actor whose name I'm sorry I'm sorry I only know you as Dario and Antonio. That's not you. He's so fucking good. The way he, because we know something's coming and he's building it up perfectly, and he doesn't say pizza like that small. It's just, but very small, very pizza. Like it is a perfect line delivery. Yeah, chef's kiss. And that's when Pizza Boy. Yes, did you have his name?
Luis Fernandez Gil.
Thank you, Luis Fernandez Gil. So good. But yes, after he says pizza. Pizza Boy, future Lucha Underground champion, my number one. This is the return we've been waiting for. Cue up Clocks by Coldplay. This is the Triple H denim suit with a leather vest, but like million times better because it's Pizza Boy. Pizza Boy is back, and he delivers Vinny's pizza. There's also another amazing exchange. Antonio goes on, he says, Vinny, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And then Vinny in disgust says, it's pineapple. Shut up. Just, they're quick. Antonio goes on, because I'm also ordering a sacrifice to the gods. And I am so scared. Get the fuck out of here, Pizza Boy. And it's a sacrifice match. Vinny Massaro versus, of course, the monster Matanza Cueto.
It feels like every wrestler who hasn't been on the main stage and are probably working behind the scenes. I think Vinny has been around this entire time, just doing things behind the camera, working with wrestlers outside of the ring. It just feels like all of them, actually, this is probably good. They're like, yeah, I get some screen time. Every single one of them is a sacrifice. However, I think he should be sacrificing more, in quote, stronger opponents. Oh, man. Oh, no, Jake Strong, get out of here. You're getting sacrificed.
And to your point about strong opponents, like, part of it is they're building up, but there's a moment in this match, I agree to your point, but also, like, I absolutely want, if he only was fighting strong opponents and this was only taken seriously, we wouldn't have some of the best comedy, I think, of the entire series, which is that piece. I love that piece exchange so much. The way he says pizza and the way he says it's pineapple. Shut up. It's so good. But the match begins. Matanza throws Pizza Boy into the corner, stomps him out as Vinny slowly takes off his jacket for the match. Vinny confidently walks up, tells Matanza to fuck off, and slaps him in the face. Which, fine, I'm all on board with. This guy is a silly man, and he deserves to be sacrificed. That's why he kept him on the payroll. You know, you have all these little guys on the payroll to feed up to your god, so that when the time comes, you can start munching on some Jake.
Oh, yeah.
You can make a meal out of Mill.
That's why Big Steve ain't around anymore. Wait, was Big Steve? No, he got his head cut off. No, that's just Bale. Is Bale a new person?
I don't think Bale is back. Big Bad Steve's head was cut off Pindara's head was cut off, but that's not Big Bad Steve. They're different people.
We cannot confuse people. It is the same person, guys.
Same actor, different characters, yes. Big Bad Steve got written off after his match with Jake Strong. They had a match and Jake snapped his ankle, and he's been written off for that reason. But yeah, Vinny Rock, I guess this is like my small quip with this match. This match is only a minute 8. It's not a long match. But yeah, he slaps him in the face, nothing. And then Vinny rocks Matanza with a few quick strikes. Hits the ropes to build up a head of steam. Then he hits the ropes again. Then he ends up running too long and wins himself out. Very funny. Ha ha ha. Then a headbutt, Wrath of the Gods, onto the pizza. Matanza pins Vinny in a minute 8. We'll go through the whole thing, then I'll come back to like my minor gripe. So yeah, after Pizza Boy checks, you think he's going to check on Vinny. He's going to check on his pockets because that's what Vinny deserves after bullying him in Aztec Warfare. Pizza Boy is right and always is. He snatches Vinny's wallet and backs up into Matanza.
And reacts how you would actually react because he doesn't know this man's a god inside of a human body. He's like, no, this is someone who has base human needs and emotions. Okay, yeah, here's the wallet. It has money in there. And you can even say you got this in an okay way. I stole it, then gave it to you. Vinny can't be upset at you. He should be upset at me.
Yeah, and honestly, he can't be upset at anyone because now he is dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's the perfect moment of like scary and goofy, which is like, I think the sacrifice matches can be both. Like we saw the sacrifice match against Cortez Castro, which is what's terrifying. You know, he destroyed this guy. And then we see Vinny Massaro be this kind of goofball as well as Pizza Boy.
Also, as you say, wrestling really is 10 years behind the times because him running and running and running, then going, oh boy, I'm exhausted now. It was wowie zowie, little rough.
Little goofy, little like, ha ha ha, fat slob humor, yeah. It's like, okay.
If anything, like make him slip on the pizza. That's funny. A pizza is more slippery than a banana peel, okay?
If he would have slipped on the pizza and then go, damn you, pineapple, this would have been cinema. That would have been everything I've ever wanted in a wrestling match.
Or he slips on the pizza and when he looks down at it, underneath the pizza, banana peel.
Antonio playing the law. No, not Antonio, Pizza Boy. Pizza Boy is the one rubbing his hands going, yes. All according.
That dude should have got out of the ring immediately once the bell rang.
Immediately. That's what, like, literally in my notes is get the fuck out of there, Pizza Boy. You don't deserve this. He gets it anyway, though. Matanza takes his throat instead of the wallet, chokeslams the precious Pizza Boy before stacking him on top of Vinny, 69 style.
Oh.
And disappearing them both.
Oh.
My other small note is I was thinking watching this, and again, it's a minute 8, but Matanza should not have been rocked by Vinny's strikes. Like, you could have done everything. The entire thing, just don't have Matanza sell the punches to the face. Because, I mean, for a couple of reasons. This is the new Matanza, right? This guy's supposed to be even more powerful than the man who, like, last year was incredibly powerful. He was one of the strongest guys in the whole temple. Like, he was always a favorite. Did he beat Mill? Yeah. I think he beat Mill in defense of his championship.
That, or I could have swore Mill tried beating him, but then like Pentagon came out and beat the shit out of Mill. Isn't that what happened?
Ooh, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But still, a victory over Mill is like, damn, dude. That means you survived Mill and you eventually overcame him. Like, it was like, and now he's even stronger than that. So Vinny gets the slap in, he doesn't react. Then Vinny does like an impressive showing of strikes. But Matanza just stands there instead of being wobbly. I don't know. But yeah, overall, it's still, we're still building. We're still going somewhere. Minute 8 match, though. But now we're on to the main event, the Gift of the Gods, Championship 6-way. Mac versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Son of Havoc versus King Cuerno versus Dezmond X versus Evilise. Except no. Hold on. Antonio's got another wrinkle in this Gift of the Gods. You made a sound that I think I agree with. It's fine where they go with this. Overall, my overall note, I'm going to give away now. It's fine, but I missed the Gift of the Gods 7-way match.
Oh, no. My what was him saying, like, I have a new wrinkle, and then the crowd's like, what? I liked this. I thought it broke it up perfectly, and it felt very nice. And then it also, I think, will drive storyline later because of how the teams were split up, and then we see one team member of one of the teams off to the sides being like, so I think it's all good.
I agree. Like overall, it's breaking things up, and there are a lot of stories are being driven out of this, a lot of relationships being built or revisited. Yes. It's not that it's bad. I think that's a better way to put it. It's not bad. I just missed the Gift of the Gods 7-way. But I'm sure we'll get that in season 5. Back to the match. So yeah, the wrinkle is we're not going to do the 6-way Gift of the Gods. We're going to have a trios tag match, and the winning team will compete for the Gift of the Gods in a triple threat.
Oh yeah.
Son of Havoc and Evilise have more than some history, so Antonio pairs them together to choose their third. And I might just be seeing this, but in my head, immediately Havoc gives the tiniest little nod to Mac. Just like, oh yeah, this guy. The crowd chants Mac. Everyone's like, of course, it's the return of the Mac. It'll be Evilise, Evilise, Son of Havoc, and the Mac versus King Cuerno, Dezmond X, and Dragon Azteca Jr. Bell rings, Mac rushes into the opposite corner and pays for it immediately. I love this. It's like, no, yeah, go for it, but you get triple teamed in enemy territory. It's a bold move, if not bad strategy. Which sometimes, you gotta take a bold move with bad strategy.
Mm-hmm. And throughout this entire match, it feels like Cuerno is a new wrestler solely based on the fact that he is letting us in. He's not just this cold-hearted, all I do is look at the situation. He is reacting to this situation. He's like, nope, get these clowns out of here. I'm taking them out, taking them down. And he's talking. And it's so nice just to see once someone starts talking, they are a completely different wrestler, but you can still say well, yeah, he hasn't changed. Now he's just being vocal with his emotions and his ideas.
I so agree. I love it. He doesn't lose that cold calculation of Cuerno. He's still the strategist. He is still this person who understands when and where to start committing moves and understands how to manipulate the action of the ring, but he's letting us in more, and he's just it's amazing. Cuerno in season 4 it's great to see him back, and it's great to see an evolution to his character. That's the other thing. It doesn't feel, I think one of the reasons it doesn't feel different, despite being different, is because it's an evolution. It's being built on what was already there.
Do you want to get some hot calculation instead of cold calculation?
Now, what does that mean?
8,000.
Go to hell. Go to hell.
80,080 plus 5. That is some hot calculation.
Yeah, shouts out to boobs on calculators all across the nation.
Oh no. That shout out gave me a whiteout. No.
Okay. We gotta go. Oh my gosh. How many people's sexual awakening was a calculator, do you think?
Probably 0. I mean, there might be some math freaks out there.
Gotta be one. There's gotta be one dude who's just now is currently jacking it to fucking binary.
We're Googling way too much stuff on this. You keep going. I will search Reddit. Has anyone, or I guess Reddit calculator sexual awakening?
Don't let me down, Reddit. As Mags is paying for his rush in earlier, Killshot appears at the top of the ramp. Killshot, of course, Mac and Havoc's trio's co-champion, and the man who was pinned to be eliminated from Gift of the Gods contention this year. That Killshot. And he's just here to watch the match. He's hanging out in his bootcut jeans. Is he jealous? Is he supporting his teammates? Or is he doing recon for revenge? Who knows? In some ways, Killshot is season 4's King Cuerno, where he's cold, calculating, and not letting us in. No one really knows what's going on in Killshot's head. Even probably, maybe AR Fox did, or Dante Fox did at the time, but he's not here anymore. So yeah, really, despite being Trio's champion, he is an island unto himself, and he needs to learn to get over that, or at least learn how to trust again.
There is a Reddit post, what was your sexual awakening? And you know how when you search on Google, it'll be show results with calculator? That's what's saying hey, there's no calculator whatsoever in this.
Okay, well, second question, and don't Google this. I'm going to put this out to the listeners. Whose sexual awakening was Squall's face with a hole in it from the end of Final Fantasy VIII?
It meant he was deep because he lost himself. Sorry, I stepped on your joke if that was one.
No, it meant that he was deep in that I'm getting balls deep into that hole in his face.
Oh, hell yeah, baby. It's like Uzumaki, maybe?
Possibly. I wish we could cut all of this out, but we don't have the time. Backfires back up. He runs through Dragon and Dez before Cuerno comes in and eats the Samoan drop into moonsault combo. Mac is a house of fire this whole match, which is amazing. I was gonna ask before they switched things up, if this was the 6-way match, who were you pulling for? Who were you putting your money on if we were gambling? And I think I know the answer.
If a team has the Mac in it, I'm throwing my money on the Mac.
Same, but even if I was asking if this wasn't a tag team match, if this was the originally booked 6-way match, so every man for himself.
Cuerno, now that you know how the match ended, Cuerno has been trying to take down the gods, it seems like, or at least put a stop to their forward movement. Maybe Cuerno, but still the Mac.
Same, like 100% same. Stop showing me pictures of a dude jerking off to boobs on a calculator.
And this is real boobs. It's parenthesis, period. Parenthesis, etc.
Yeah. We have to do a podcast, James. I can't start jacking it right now.
There's not a lot of calculator stuff on Rule 33, you know?
Rule 34. I forget what Rule 33 is, but Rule 34 is the porn one.
If it doesn't exist, there can't be porn of it.
Oh, the existentialist hard-on that we all have every day, waking up in a new hell. Eventually, Dez gets into control. This is a great match. I'm sorry to be swinging through it. I just got calculator boobs on the mind now. Mac tags out to Havoc, who flips and flies all over Cuerno before tagging in ex-girlfriend/trios partner Ivelisse, who Hurricane Rana Cuerno's out of the ring. Dez tries to take her from behind, but we get an arm drag, counter himself out. Dragon gets tagged in, and we see Ivelisse catch him with that scorpion kick that we talked about last week, that backwards kick, before a big old octopus stretch. But Cuerno's back, and he just kicks her in the spine, which is a good way to break a hold. And this is where we see the other team start to take control.
Mm-hmm. I forgot why. It must be because of the Mac. Can we just start calling you Ack? Like Sean Marcini Ack? The Ack baby.
Okay. It sounds a lot like the Ick, but yeah. I don't have enough. Here's the thing. I don't have enough self-esteem to like not respond to that. So yeah, that's sure.
What about
Sounds
Sin?
About right. Ooh, yeah. Actually, I had someone who used to try really hard to start Cini. They wanted to start Cini, C-I-N-I. It never took.
All right, Cini, it's about to, baby.
Good luck. I'll say good luck.
Cini the Goose.
Ooh, yes. Because when you come down to this pond, you're engaging in a little bit of sin.
Ooh.
I'm gonna shit on your shoe.
Yes. That's what the ladies are into.
I know. Give me them Pradas. I'm about to turn them into nada.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, you can't resell these bad boys after I take a big old dumpy in them.
Those color-changing Vans are about to change color.
Oh, I'm begging you to talk about wrestling again.
All right. Mac's back using his girth, you know, we hear that a lot.
Yeah, because Mac is a big fucking dude who can fly everywhere. I guess, yeah, all three current or former trios champions like really run most of this match. Mm-hmm. You see Mac running through the entire team. It is. Mac taking on 3 people at once is so damn impressive. At one point, Evie escapes the back suplex, tags into Mac, who clears the house, which is that I think it's like clothesline, running wheel kick, like a big old splash, like a Sting style body or a Vader style body splash. Then Mac tags Havoc as Ivelisse cannonballs Cuerno from the apron. Dragon tries to springboard, but the Mac catches him with a super kick, knocks him to the floor, before corkscrew tope onto Dragon and Cuerno. Insane. Now Havoc and Dezmond X are alone in the ring until a pump kick forces Dezmond out. Havoc follows up with that Sasuke special tope moonsault onto the pile of the enemy trio. Crowd erupts. Havoc rolls Cuerno back in, fires up the crowd, shooting star press. But Cuerno rolls through, picks up Havoc, thrill of the hunt, to pin and win the match, 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked. This came out of nowhere, yeah.
Real quick, I'd love a move that's an actual cannonball in the way that, you know how people will shoot themselves out of cannons? They wheel someone in and it's like, or not someone, they wheel an actual cannon into the ring. I guess you would have to do this in maybe an outdoor arena because the cannons will explode and they have some carnival guy in there who's also a wrestler. Oh, it's like, management wants you to choose between these two and it's, a carny and a wrestler and you're like, it's the same picture. So
the Pam Beasley special. Sure.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, we're going to take you down. And they're like, what's going on? It would be, Matanza or Emil, like, what's even happening? And then, someone crawls in the cannon and they pull it and it just shoots out and they go, Gadoosh, hits them. And then 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, yeah. Why aren't there more guns?
Actually, no. It would probably be a 1, 2, 3, 4, because both people are getting to 10, all right?
Yeah, no, they are dead. Spines and skulls have been cracked, and they are not getting back up. It's a tragedy. But it make for a good wrestling show. That's not true. Don't take that to heart. Safety first. Are you listening to this? Take your hands off of your penis. Stop jerking off to calculators for a second. Safety first.
Hey, you don't need to worry. I already whited it out.
All right.
But if we don't get this done soon, my refractory period will come to an end.
Match is over. Match is over in 6 minutes and 16 seconds. After the match, Killshot, now sitting on the steps, just laughs at Havoc's misfortune before Mil Muertes runs in to demolish Mac and Havoc. A reminder that Mil was originally in the 7-way match until last week's wrinkle. Whoever won this battle royale got to eliminate someone for the match. And to be fair, of course you're going to eliminate Mil. He's Mil fucking Muertes. Mm-hmm.
Even if you're on a tag team with Mil, you're still going to eliminate Mil because it's like, when we get down to it, I am losing.
Yes, I want to live. I'm losing the match and my life. I need to live. Mac, please don't, or Mil, please don't kill me. But yeah, Mil wrecks Havoc and Mac, power bombs Mac onto the apron, and this is when Killshot stands up, and you see this, and now we kind of see like what he was here for. Maybe he was here to gloat. Maybe he was here to like somewhere between support his friends and like that jealousy. Mm-hmm. But like you see Mil come out, you're like, oh no. Probably. There's still some interpretation left to be open, much like the hole in Squall's face. Killshot makes his way to ringside as Mil grips Havoc by the throat. Throws a high knee that either Mil, probably intended for Mil, that he throws Havoc in front of, so Havoc eats the knee, but it's also not super clear. Mm-hmm. And we won't really know until, they address it at some point.
You need some Clearasil to figure that one out. Mm-hmm. You need some Visine to figure that one out.
Okay, you got one more? You need some whiteout to figure that one out.
Okay.
And that post-nut clarity. Am I right?
You need some Pepsi Clear to figure that one out.
Great, yes. I think it's Crystal, technically, but I see your point.
Dang it. That would have been better. I could have swore there was a clear one.
I think that is Pepsi Crystal. I could be wrong. I thought it might be called Clear, but I thought the clear Pepsi was called Crystal. This is not what this podcast is about. It's about coming to calculators.
I apologize. It's Coca-Cola Clear. Dang it.
Oh, you motherfucker.
We need to get out of Scientology to figure this one out. There we
go. Real. True. But yeah, no, Mil, after the knee, Mil punches Killshot square in the jaw. And just kind of like heaves, doesn't stick around, because Killshot's not like totally knocked out. Like he wasn't in a match. He just got punched in the head real hard.
Ow.
But like on the ground, and Mil's just kind of like, yeah, fuck you guys. This ain't no, feelings of this ain't over.
And I'm loving it. Mil versus Mac is going to be righteous.
Oh yeah, 100%. But we've got this 3-way Gift of the Gods match in our main event slot. Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Dezmond X versus King Cuerno. Bell rings, Cuerno takes control of the middle of the ring immediately. He's just breaking hearts and breaking backs before covering Dragon for 2. And this kind of becomes Cuerno, I feel, controls most of the match. Hush falls over the crowd as Cuerno slaps the soul out of Dezmond's chest before a top rope Frankensteiner throws Dezmond into Dragon. However, Dezmond rolls through. So he was flung off of the top rope into Dragon Azteca Jr., but manages to roll through to cover Dragon for a 2-fall. But Cuerno was there to break it up and maintain that control. And I guess that's sort of the metaphor. We see Cuerno maintains control, but Dezmond has these like high explosive moments of just like bam. And then Dragon just kind of gets his ass kicked a lot. It's amazing how much beautiful, horrible violence this sweet lizard dragon can endure, because he endures it all.
Oh, also, we get classic Vampiro one after another. He goes from he's got some scar tissue right into he didn't lock the legs.
Oh, he is so upset. There is a real bickering about why do you think he didn't lock the legs? I think he's Vampiro kind of going to say Cuerno is underestimating his two comparatively rookie opponents. Certainly Dezmond X. This is his fourth match, but third episode of Lucha Underground. And Matt is I don't think he's underestimating them. I just think he's not hooking the legs. And he's like, well, why don't you go ask him? They were. I got flashbacks of Mommy and Daddy fighting in the kitchen. That was wild. Eventually, after another pit attempt from Cuerno onto Dragon, Dezmond comes in with a right hand to the side of Cuerno's jaw, and Dezmond starts getting his shit in. A flurry of short-range strikes sees Dezmond firing up on both opponents, explosive corner offense before a drop kick to the spine, and finally somebody attempts to pin Cuerno. Dezmond X only gets a 2 count before Cuerno wisely rolls out of the ring. Dragon now counters. He gets a flying arm drag to take over on Dez. They start going at it. Counter gets broken up as Cuerno comes back in to big boot. Dezmond X rolls out of the ring. This beautiful flight exchange. Cuerno talks his shit. Leaning through the ropes, going I didn't actually catch what he said. Something like focus in, basically telling the new kid to lock in because you're getting your ass kicked there. And as he's leaning over the ropes, telling this kid to lock in, fucking Dragon just flies over the ropes and King Cuerno to just mutilate, just absolute murder on this tope as he lays Dezmond out. Then Dragon tries to get back into the ring. Boom. Cuerno kicks him in the mouth before firing that arrow from the depths of hell. The signature King Cuerno suicida through the top and middle rope. Insane stuff. Cuerno brings Dragon back in, covers for 2. Dragon counters the powerbomb, sunset flip, but Dezmond flies back in, break things up. It's all 3 again. Very, very little one-on-one moments in this triple threat match. A lot of all 3 guys are in the ring. If you're going to control this match, you need to be able to knock down 2 opponents at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Speaking on the hook the leg, they're just not hooking legs. And Stryker goes, do you want to ask him why he's not hooking the leg? And Vampiro goes, sure. As if he doesn't have a pre-established segment where he interviews with hard-hitting questions wrestlers. He could ask, why aren't you hooking legs?
Yeah, but Mark Burnett cut that segment in season 1. I don't think we've seen it since.
It cost too much money. Well, I wonder
if that's how he also got Penta. Spoilers for season 1, but you're listening to a season 4 episode, so no apologies. Penta and Vampiro, Vampiro obviously revealed as Penta's master. What if it was that interview that they first sat down? It was hey, cut the cameras. I'm something of a cult leader myself. And if you really are into the powers of darkness, I've got some vampire makeup in the back. Penta, why don't you hang out with me? Maybe that's why they cut the interviews, is because Vampiro kept recruiting for his cult.
Oh, could be.
And then Vinny Massaro came in and he's like, hey, how much pizza is in this cult? And he said, get out of here, Vinny. Pizza Boy came in, and if Pizza Boy had done, it'd be game over. The world would be destroyed if Pizza Boy joined the cult of Vampiro. Pizza Boy Dark?
He's like, hey, does your cult need a pizza? And they're like, we already told the last guy, get out of here. And he's like, but what about a banana peel? Lifts up the pizza.
Yes. The trickery. He's the Loki. Pizza Boy is the Loki if Loki was also my favorite wrestler. Reminder, Pizza Boy has not wrestled at all in this show. Oh, amazing. Dezmond breaks out, the double teams. Eventually, Dezmond and Dragon Azteca Jr. realize this guy is kicking our ass single-handedly. We gotta do something. So they start double teaming him. And this is I think that this is the moment I'm oh no, my sweet Cuerno. As the 2 of them start taking it to Cuerno, they eventually throw him out of the ring with a this was insane. Frankensteiner into the triangle dropkick. Whenever I say something simple they throw him out of the ring, you gotta watch the match. It's never that simple. But Cuerno stays slippery on the outside as they try to get to him. He fights them off. But eventually, 2-on-1 is just too much. Dezmond swings around the corner of the ring post. it's almost like a 619, like the way he kicks him in the head, but it looks like a fucking musical theater move. Did you catch that? The way he just swings his legs around. It's crazy. It's wrestling is crazy. The alliance is short-lived, however, as Dragon and Dezmond start to go at it. Maybe a moment too soon, as Cuerno is back up and he takes over again.
No.
Yeah, Cuerno clears the front row to drop Dezmond's throat onto the barricade, tosses Dragon around into the desk, into the front row through the chairs. Eventually, he loads Dragon onto his shoulders for that thrill of the hunt. However, Dragon starts fighting out of it just as Dezmond, from that second floor balcony, flies into both opponents, wiping them out.
And of course, everyone's yelling about that. The way to get the audience on your side in Lucha Underground the quickest possible is jump off from anything above one story.
Pretty fucking much. Like, honestly, if the Jackass crew ever came through, they'd be beloved. Mm-hmm. They were. They wrestled. That's the problem with WWE at the time. They booked Steve-O and Chris Pontius, and they didn't let them jump off of anything. That's bullshit.
But they know how to keep themselves safe. I don't know how accurately they would be able to keep other people safe while doing these maneuvers.
This is very true. These are trained professionals who have been doing it for some amount of years. Even the rookies have been doing it for some amount of years. I don't trust Chris Pontius to not break his neck. And I love Chris Pontius. I don't want to see that. He's Party Boy and Pizza Boy. It's not a tag team. It's a sitcom. Don't steal that. Cut that out of the episode so I can mail that to myself later.
I'll just, when it's posted, it gives a timestamp. It's like mailing it to yourself.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, true. Dezmond rolls Dragon into the ring, top rope corkscrew, but Dragon rolls out of the way, climbs up the top rope himself. Haggardly, by the way. Dragon is you might have noticed in my description, there was a lot of Cuerno, a lot of Cuerno, some really explosive Dezmond, and Dragon is getting his ass kicked. So he's just like crawling to the top rope. Dezmond Shote palm strike disrupts that climb, picks him up on the top rope, like on his shoulders, but Dragon fights out of it. It's a few more fighting on the top rope before Dragon, with this avalanche victory roll off of the top rope all the way to the mat, and then holds the legs to pin and win. Dragon Azteca is the new Gift of the Gods champion in 11 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
What do you thoughts on your new Gift of the Gods champion in season 4? Episode 7.
I'm excited. I've always liked Cuerno, and I'm glad he's getting a push.
Cuerno didn't win.
Oh, wait, shoot. Who won?
Dragon Azteca Jr.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
I do love Dragon Azteca Jr. I feel like, and I said before, I love Ray Horus, who Dragon will become. Yeah, I'm excited. He is the Prince Puma of this season. He is like your super pure white hot baby face. He's just a good guy trying to do good guy shit. Like, was literally the apprentice of Rey Mysterio, who is the quintessential good guy doing good guy shit in the world of Lucha Libre, at least American Lucha Libre. I'm sorry, I'm not more well versed. But yeah, I'm excited. He's no Cuerno, and he's not the Mac. But like they both have a lot of things going on. Like Cuerno literally fighting against the plan of the gods to bring in an Armageddon. Mac fighting his own Armageddon in the force that is Mil Muertes. I mean, it makes sense. He snuck that one out of nowhere. Cuerno was hurt outside. Dezmond is the one that brought him in, and Dragon waited till the perfect moment to execute a beautiful finishing maneuver. Mm-hmm. But we're not quite done yet. Post-credits, a living room, as Marty the Moth Martinez is being dragged on a carpet before the dragger pours a vase of water onto his face to wake him up.
And he's giggling.
He's giggling. It's his sister, the equally creepy Mariposa. He's like, why'd you do that? I was having the best dreams about Melissa. We were making a necklace out of Pentagon's teeth. And Mariposa answers a question that I forgot we had because they haven't been on TV in a while, but it's a very good question. Why did she do what she did at Ultima Lucha Tres? Remember Ultima Lucha Tres? It was Marty. It was a hair versus mask match. Marty versus Ray Phoenix. And Phoenix won the match after some eventual interference by Marty's own sister, Mariposa. So like, why did she do that to her own brother? Because he's wasting his life dreaming of the wrong things. Marty needs to focus. He's focused on Melissa Santos. He's focused on taking Penta's teeth. And Marty cuts her off. I will take Penta's teeth. after what he did to my arm, his teeth are mine, which is a very creepy insult. I don't think about that enough. Like that's an underrated, that's that, I forget which Wu-Tang song it is where they're like, I'm gonna cut your eyelids off, feed you nothing but sleeping pills.
That's not a song, it's a skit. So
is it just a skit? Okay,
yeah,
I don't know why
think
I thought that was, okay.
I believe so, but real quick, there was a babysitter who broke my arm in a car door. I guess I should have been taking her teeth.
That's fucked up. Did she do it on purpose?
So we had a bad van door, like a sliding door on the side, and I was like, no, I can get it, and I started going, but then she went to the other side, and then when it like slammed it back, and my arm was still in there, and it broke it.
Yaga. Yeah, you should, you deserve her teeth. You need to take her teeth.
And she wasn't going to bring me to the hospital. She was like, oh, it's probably fine. But luckily, since I was on swim team, you would write your heats that you were in the schedule on your hand in Sharpie. That had rubbed away, so it looked like I was bruising on my arm, but it was just from the Sharpie. And that's what made her say like, oh, wait, yeah, we need to bring you to the hospital.
Yeah.
Not the crack that everyone in the van heard.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's some weird bit of luck, but thank fucking goodness. Man, was this the 90s or was this the early 2000s? Both equally dumb time periods.
I think it would have been either the late 90s or the year 2000.
That shit's so dumb. I don't know if it's either because it was the late 90s or early 2000s, or if it's because it was Muskegon, and you motherfuckers are ignorant.
Well, this was Grand Rapids area, so let's
excuse me.
But
I'm so sorry.
It's probably because it's like, yeah, they're kids. I see my 3 sons fall out of trees all the time, and they're fine. So it's probably more so not that it's the 90s, but that it's a parent who like grew up in the 70s and now is, hey, we were running around falling out of trees. We're good.
Yeah. Go. Here's some lawn darts. Go play that off.
Oh yeah, baby. Wear a helmet though. Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet with your lawn darts. But yeah, when Marty goes on about these teeth, Mariposa comes back in. No, it's not his teeth you want. It's to take his title. And Marty laughs wildly at this new inspiration. A maniac is dangerous. A maniac aimed towards a goal, pure terror. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're going. Marty versus Penta, part 2 or 3, part 2.
Part something.
I'm excited for it though. I'm also excited for y'all to go check out our socials and get into these plugs. All my social media handles are at Sean Marciniak or /Sean Marciniak. Also, make sure you check out Shakespeare Blood Oath. We go up middle of September, middle of October. We are doing the Scottish Tyrant Macbeth. It's a lot of fun in a very spooky, scary skeletons kind of way.
Aw, yeah. Hey guys, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. We need it, guys, because I got to buy a new hard drive and then pay aliens for his service. So please, patreon.com/MLMPOD. This Friday, as this existed, we're discussing the Superman movie, Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal from 1997. And if you're a $10 patron, you get all that, plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, SLC Punk was our most recent one. Don't know what we're doing this month. Maybe if you're on the Patreon, start sending stuff to us. Say like, hey, maybe do this movie. They need to be either limited releases here in the United States or straight to video releases. And $10 patrons get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF, and now former roommate Shane from twitch.tv/Corwinning. It's the co-host of This Movie's Gay, Corwin, from the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing. It's twitch.tv/R2Shelby2. And from Speed Radio, a podcast and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, aka Zinny D, who's also on Twitch, and I will need to get his handle soon. But I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time, pro wrestling, a purple prancer forever, be like Bob.
Toodaloos.